Welcome everybody to another episode of Curse of Strahd.
Yeah.
We're all gonna die.
Yes, we
We'll
are.
get to that. We'll get to that. Vivian could not join us today, so Nightshade will be jockeyed by me. But before we get back to our regularly scheduled mayhem, I forgot a thing back at the windmill. So I have a small hypothetical thing. There was in the bottom floor of the windmill, there was some chickens and like a box that was full of like croaking frogs. What would you guys have done with those before you left?
Chicken pet.
Frog pet.
You have a chicken now?
I don't want to
You just carrying a chicken around?
not around, but actually, yeah. I'm carrying a chicken around now.
Because I sort of have. Okay.
I want it to be a rooster. I'm gonna name him Gunther.
There was no rooster.
Naming her Gertrude.
You grabbed a frog.
I grabbed a frog
Yeah,
and named
'cause
him Cornelius.
I sort of just imagine like you open the chest and there's 100 frogs in there, and they just sort of all instantly like jump onto whoever opens the chest, and there is just a coating of frogs.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be terrifying, actually.
Ashton?
What's up?
Ashton, that night you had gotten Ela, so you're good. But there was a
Oh
box
my
of
God.
frogs and chickens.
Protect my frog.
Yeah. So you were protecting Wormy, the worm in your beard, the entire time, I imagine.
Me? Oh, him?
No, Zach.
Hey, Ashton, would you like to join us?
Yes, I am. Sorry.
On your phone?
Sorry.
Okay, that's just that I remembered there were animals in the bottom floor, and I was like, oh, I forgot about the box of frogs. Okay, we'll get back to that. Okay, that's just a fun little
thing. Doesn't really
fun
affect
little
the story.
thing. It doesn't affect anything at all, but unless you somehow defeat like the bad guy by like how did you know my weakness was chickens? Like,
Yeah.
But meanwhile, where we left off.
Meanwhile, I'm at 10 hit points.
Meanwhile,
10 hit points.
Alright.
So where we had left off, you guys had come to the village of Valaki, the town of Valaki, which was ruled over by Baron Vargas Vlakovic, who held festivals every single week. The townspeople were miserable, some of them were thrown in shackles. You guys basically staged a coup.
I forgot to mention, I think you have to crystal dagger.
What?
You still have to crystal dagger.
Yes, I do.
You guys staged a coup. You defeated the devilish right-hand man of the Baron, Izek Strahd. And you were in charge, and you were doing other quest stuff. You had taken up a quest from the priest of the town's church of the Morning Lord to find the bones of Saint Andro. And your investigation, after being hit in the head with a shovel, led you to the coffin maker's shop of Heinrich van der Voort.
Burning down his business.
Yeah, you guys explored his home. You stole some money and the bones of Saint Andro.
But I didn't, she did.
Yep. You
Yeah.
have those. You have money, which you have a bag of electrum. You have the bones.
The bones.
And you also discovered,
The bones.
and Gosberg was harassing this poor man,
Just knocking it.
who, after you discovered vampires roosting in his attic, you guys blasted one with lightning, hoofed it outside, and then set the house on fire. The vampires, not wanting to be inside a burning building, then jumped out the windows.
Yes.
And that you can just walk by, Chip. It's okay. And that is where we left off. So you are all standing out in this foggy afternoon in Barovia. Getting a little later in the afternoon, actually.
The house is burning. Vampires are breaking the
there's a
windows.
house that's beginning to burn. There are 5 vampires. Like, kind of superhero landing.
4.
5.
One
Because
of
there were 6.
One
died, right?
One died. There
There
were
were
6.
6.
Oh, yeah, okay, now I remember.
They are the Canadian knockoffs of the Blackbirds.
Blackbirds.
There is an elf, but he doesn't have a mustache. He has a goatee. Just like a triangle beard right here. You know?
Okay.
What would everyone? Is there anything anyone would like to do?
Besides exclaim. Oh yeah, didn't think of that.
The main reason it came out was someone specifically asking if there were windows in the building. And then I remembered. There were windows.
Thank you!
You know what?
Thank you!
Because she wanted to let in sunlight.
I did.
And then it's Barovia!
And then it's Barovia.
I just thought of something really quick, right?
They're still on fire a little bit,
Yeah.
some of them.
So, did they at least take a little bit of damage for being on fire? Or?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
I
cool.
don't think I've used any of my second level spell slots.
Did you or did you not?
I did not. I remember using all my first level spell slots.
I
Actually,
still-
only have
I
first
still
level spell slots.
have-
I'm level 4, never mind.
Don't I have some potions still? I think
You have healing potions, I believe, yes.
Well, let me check it because I wrote down how many I should have.
I would like to take the dodge action.
I also saw a spell slot too for cure wounds. So.
Am I
That
right?
is what I would like to do.
Am I right next to Melania?
Sure.
I'll give her 10 lay on hands.
Okay,
You're out of that.
you were out, I recall.
Shoot.
I'm sorry.
If I recall correctly.
I'm being truthful
I
here.
have an idea, actually, of how we could murder all 5 vampires at once. Who here is willing to drink a crap ton of poison and then offer themselves to the vampires?
So your suggestion is that one of us dies. Great.
Ashton just pulls out the
I'm gonna
holy water, starts chugging it. He's like, "Come at me, villains!"
Actually, that's not a bad idea.
Pour holy water all over me.
It's like, yeah.
It's like the NSP video. Pour some sugar on me, but it's the and it's
But
like
it's
with
Ashton
the
in his muddy, crappy, dirty
body.
leather armor.
I just remembered something. You know the whole story about how vampires can't cross running water?
Yeah.
Imagine if I just took, imagine...
There are rivers in Barovia. You guys want to start running and hope they can't catch you?
Well,
That
here's
leaves
the thing.
all the people.
Here's the thing. They never specify how big the running water have to be. So I'm just imagining. Imagine you just take a freaking water skin and you start pouring water onto the ground and making sure it goes downhill. Then the vampires wouldn't be able to cross.
They could just go around.
Ashton Gosberg, any preparations?
I'm just going to keep my shield raised and I'm going to brace.
Alright,
I'll just have the holy water, not using it, just have it out and ready for what may come next.
Yeah, I'm imagining Ashton sort of like in sort of Van Helsing style right now, like holy symbol in one hand, holy water in the other, like back beasts.
It's like that. It's like that meme. It's like when you hear a sound at 3 in the morning. It's the kid with the cross. He's just like,
Yeah.
I'm like, that's the end. Just like.
Nightshade goes, "Ow, shit!" Well, fuck. And will also, for the moment, Nightshade actually has all their spell slots, which is nice. But will not do anything for the moment as they do not have backup and will hide behind Gosberg. And then the vampires still burning a little bit. Some of them, like, you see the Kenku one with his brownish feathers, like, burning, like, and some patches where, like, they came off. The others, whoops.
Yeah.
I play with that too much. The others, you see, they're still, like, a little bit dirty from grave dirt, their hair messed up. They look at you and they begin advancing slowly. And then you hear like the sounds of distant squeaking,
Okay.
squealings, and you all look up and you see in the sky coming over the buildings, you see a cloud of bats in the sky.
Hide your frog!
All the vampires, all 5 of them, look up, and the human woman vampire spawn says, "Master," and they decide to ignore you, and they begin running into a different direction in the town, northwest.
I just thought of something. Like vampires, can vampires turn into bats? Like, just...
We don't know.
These ones have not done so. You don't know.
Okay, well, if they can, just imagine, what happens if you kill a bat and a vampire for, one of the vampires in that bat swarm, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you just, kill off 1/5 of those bats, does that mean the vampire's gonna lose an arm when he, reforms back into the vampire?
Probably not.
So these vampires are not engaging with you.
Yeah.
They are instead running into the town. You recognize not only the same direction as the church, but it occurs to you, especially Gosberg and Ashton, who are charged with protecting her, the direction of the Blue Water Inn and Irina Koliana.
Crap! I said we must do something! Quick! Murder them with lightning like you did before!
Shit, that was twice. And I just happened to be really lucky at both those times.
I don't know what to do. What do you want me to do? Throw my jump? Oh!
What's going on?
I don't know. I just realized I remember I have javelins. Thank you, Olympic javelin team.
Gosberg has a flashback to his time at the Olympics. And it's like,
When he was much younger.
yeah, when he was much younger, he's like, he takes a thing of Gatorade. He's like, "Hey kid," tosses you a few javelins and a thing. It's like, "Good throwing out there." "Thanks, coach." He's like, "This one's for coach."
I don't have any spells. I'm out of spell slots. I'm out of... Ooh, this is a hard one.
Vampires are running and the bats are overhead and going down.
Further
into the town.
So they're all heading towards town, correct?
They're heading towards town.
Aren't we in town?
You are.
So they're...
And they're not heading towards you.
Okay.
They're heading past you. It's a town. It's very big. This isn't 100-foot square thing.
So wait, question. So are they already running past us, or are they running away from us?
The vampires are running away from you, further into town. The bats are way overhead.
I already used my turn to Faithless, so... That was...
I guess it'd be a bad idea to send Ela up there.
Ela is flying, but she's much lower than the bats are in the sky.
Well, thinking bats aren't, don't owls eat bats?
Dude, well, how big are these bats? Are we talking Castlevania-sized bats, or...?
You don't know because they're all in the sky, but there's just a big old cloud of bats.
Just imagine they're not even bats, it's just a cloud shaking bats. Curse this Barovian bat-themed weather!
This is not usual.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I feel like these are kind of more special bats than Hela can handle. So
I'm gonna throw my javelin at one of the vampires.
Okay.
Or, actually, I want your guys' inputs. What do you think we should do?
I say at this point with the bats and the vampires, it's just more and there's just 4 of us, let's just... we tried.
Question, do I still have my wings?
As I recall, they needed another 3 hours before you can use them again.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure, because I don't remember. I couldn't remember if I had them or not.
That's what my memory serves. I can't be sure.
Okay. Well, DM says 3 hours. I'll wait 3 hours. Anyway, so
just plop and wait 3 hours for your wings to grow while the town is burning.
Well, they're heading away from us, so I don't see the problem.
I want to stick to Ashton.
Like,
Ashton! They're after the girl that was supposed to protect!
What girl?
what girl?
Wait, what's her name again?
Irina Koliana.
They're after Irina Kuliana!
Look, we've been stupid lucky. The fact we're still alive is,
Yeah!
is
I
an
made a promise!
astonishment.
I thought we were with another woman!
Well, alright. Well, it's like I always say, if I'm gonna go down, at least I'm going down with my brothers. And her.
Oh, okay.
Yes!
Alright.
There's an open line to Vivian. Feel free to give her a heart attack.
Okay, why? I don't get it.
Keep her in the loop.
Hey Vivian, there's 100 bats. There's hundreds of bats in the sky, and vampires are heading in to destroy the town and kill area. I can't say her name.
You also,
Irina.
Irina Koliana.
Irina.
You also notice around you there are, and this is a normal thing in the town, but there have been ravens, like, just around, just around you guys.
Mm-hmm. Are they like the ravens that my raven friend was?
You don't know.
Can they turn me into a raven?
Who knows? But one or two of them do, like, at the sight of this, and, like, flap off in that direction.
What did he say?
What is about to go down?
Wait, I have beast speech. So did he say anything, or was it just a random...
Fuck!
Language! I'm not gonna say language. I'll just be doing stupid. I'm still gonna say, I'm sure we have to say Marina!
That's why I'm like, okay. What the hell? I don't have that long of a lifespan anyway.
Actually, you're a half elf. You live quite a while. Go ahead, though. Go on.
At this
So,
rate,
you guys, so I imagine you guys are running towards the Blue Water Inn.
Yeah, sure.
I will follow them.
I'm gonna say them. Go on without me! I'm the slowest, so I'm just gonna say go on without me.
Gosberg is heavy armor and has a limp. He is much slower than the rest of you.
If only I had a chair, perhaps with wheels.
We have to build Gosford the wheelchair. That was out of character.
Wheels,
I just said it in my accent.
Or perhaps a board
Flipping in and
that
out without
has
control.
wheels that can be used during the summer. And then during the winter you can take off the wheels. I will call it Summer Wheel.
Call it a wheelie board.
Wheelie board.
So you guys are running, and people in town are panicking.
Yeah.
Some of them are like, there's some old ladies who are like grabbing their children.
Isn't this the same town we killed? we killed the previous bear. Oh my god.
So you see old babushkas like pulling their grandchildren aside, it's like and like there's one guy who's like, it is the end times, called it.
Called it!
You see some people like holding like holy symbols, like of the whole symbol of the morning lord, this sun symbol, like other people are going inside, slamming their doors, like it's panic in the town. People are rushing home or into the nearest familiar building.
I feel like we've been officially labeled as a disturber of the peace of this town.
Question, do you have Manathars? Or no?
I do not.
Okay, just making sure.
Okay, I'm just gonna run after them, I guess. Keep running.
Okay, yeah, you guys are running.
I'm hopping over trees, being all Legolas about it.
God damn, why did I have to dispel my wings? I had like an hour for those things!
So what's happening?
Curse you, health aerobics!
So, you guys, after a brisk run, which Ashton and Valanya are very physically fit young people, so you guys, you get there.
I'm fit. I respect your freaking war veterans, man.
You're physically fit young people in leather armor, so like you guys like you fucking get there, no problem. Nightshade is like with you guys but exhausted.
I need to get Gosberg the horse or something.
Gosberg is like
Limited.
Gosberg is behind you guys, coming as fast as he can. There is a spell for that. It's called Find Steed.
Find Steed, yeah.
Find Steed. It is literally like you just summon yourself a magical horse.
Yeah, no, but I just need like a straight up normal ass horse that I could name.
You can name the magical horse.
Okay.
It is a horse. It just exists. There's no time limit until it dies.
Oh, cool.
Until it dies.
And then you can just summon it again. It's like familiar.
Wow. Oh, can I see the book for that?
It's Player's Handbook, man. It's
I know.
called Find Steed.
I don't want to use Meg's letter. Oh, thank you, Meg.
You're
the great.
But you guys get to the Blue Water Inn.
Mm-hmm.
And you see the bats are kind of circling overhead a little bit. You see there are quite a few ravens roosting on like buildings around here.
What do they say?
There's a lot of them, Gosberg, but if you listen in, you hear someone going like, "Oh, this ain't good." Oh no. Oh, this is a predicament. They are cautious, and some of them are taking flight. Others are like sitting there, kind of like observing. But you guys get there, and there you do not see Irina Koliana, but you are outside the bar at the moment.
Okay.
What would you guys like to do?
So Irina is in the bar, right?
You don't know where she is. You imagine she's probably in the bar.
Okay, I'm gonna go into the bar. I'm gonna shout, Irina! Irina, we need to get out of here!
Banned from the. But okay.
Yeah, you go inside and you see some of the patrons are like, a lot of them have fled. You see the two wolf hunters have picked up their bows and they've knocked arrows on them, and they're kind of like waiting, like in the back by the bar, and like the husband who runs the bar, Erwin Martikov. You see him like kind of like preparing a heavy crossbow. He's like. Something that doesn't get a lot of use, it seems like.
Yeah.
Quickly, get inside, stupid!
Okay.
Oh. Okay.
I'm gonna get inside. We're all gonna get inside.
And you see Irina is there, and Rictavio is coming down the stairs. And you all get inside, and the doors are kind of like. Or did you break the doors?
No.
No.
No? Was
I
that
broke
not
a window.
Okay.
Oh, that window's gonna screw us over, Meg!
I'm sorry.
Bats are gonna fly.
I'm sorry.
It's gonna be like Copperhead.
And you see the 5 vampires spawn, kind of like, they got there ahead of you guys a little bit, but they're kind of just like skulking around the buildings nearby. Like the Kenku one is kind of like sticking to the shadows. The Dragonborn one is like on a wall. Like yeah, they're kind of like they're surrounding the place a little bit.
Okay.
There's no sign of the mom and the 2 kids who also like own this place at the moment.
They're also vampires.
I'm going to say, remember, they've probably healed by now.
Some of them not so much because again the radiant damage.
Yeah, that's true.
Some of them not so much.
And then you hear the squeaking of bats get a little bit louder for a second, and one comes down and turns into a man. And you see all of you as you look out at the doorway that is still
Open.
swinging back and forth, saloon door style.
Okay.
You see standing before you a tall man with noble features, a prominent widow's peak that leads to jet black hair going down to his shoulders, a cruel, noble face,
Man, this guy's so hot.
wearing a black cape with a bloodstone pendant holding it in place. Wearing elegant red clothes. Walking towards you. This pale-faced figure that can only be Strahd von Zervich.
Guy sounds hot. Ironic because he's undead.
Give him a 9 or a 10, definitely. Yeah, on that scale.
Why? Why?
Hey, if they's got it, they's got it.
Okay, fair enough.
I almost immediately feel like Ashton should break out into a rage because he feels like because of Strahd is why he lost Icelius. Like, you killed Icelius! You know what I mean?
You could do that if you
Oh
wanted
my
to.
God, Ricky, you got tall and handsome and not weird looking. Did you fix your vocal tick? Just so you know, I did not say that. Just wanted to include Ricky in something.
Oh my god.
God damn, Ricky, you could just murder all these vampires right now. Just eat them.
I think that would
Yeah, I probably won't. Out of curiosity, anyone know if you could cure vampirism?
I don't think so.
And he steps up to the doorway, and he stops, and does not step in. But...
Oh.
talk amongst yourselves.
Oh, okay.
Okay, two things could happen. Either he's going to destroy the entire inn with Kamehameha, or he's doing the whole thing where vampires cannot enter a room or enter a building unless they're invited in.
Yeah.
You see him look directly to Irina Koliana. And when she saw him, her hand went to her neck.
Mm-hmm.
But then you see her eyes kind of glaze over. And she begins to get up and walk towards the door.
No! I'm going to jump up in front of Irina. I'm going to use my shield to shield her from the gaze of the vampire man.
Yeah, sure. And I think you're not the only person... well, you're just shielding her gaze?
I'm grabbing her and shielding her gaze.
Okay, you're grabbing her. You can make a athletics check to grapple.
Grapple?
Yeah.
Okay.
What the hell have we gotten ourselves into?
What was that?
16.
16.
22.
Yeah, you definitely grapple Irina. You stop her.
No! I'm going to start trying to pull her back.
Yeah, no, your Gosbert is very strong, so I'm going to say he definitely does so, and some of the other men in the bar will help you.
Yes. Thank you! I'll make you all honorary Scouts. Can we make that a thing? Can we just make it like the Boy Scouts with the Gauze Scouts?
Oh my god.
Gosbert just leading a group of like young
Little
boys.
boys.
And like doing Boy Scout things, doing camping, making
Tell you
knots.
Get out of Barovia and back to Nutwood, and you can fund that. You can found
Yes!
that.
Just be sure to stop by Bilney's weed dispensary.
I'm gonna have Swindle be our mascot. Yeah.
One joint to smoke them all.
If only the Central Death was here, he could defeat Strahd.
Oh my god.
What are you gonna do? There's literally like 5 other vampires, and now Strahd, plus hundreds of other bats in the sky, which I don't know what their deal is.
Quick!
What the hell we got ourselves
I forgot the
into?
name
Don't you
that
remember like when we there was like a circus and everything was fine and
I know.
fun?
Why can't we bring the circus with us?
Like,
If we brought the circus with us, we could have had a bear. That bear's probably dead now. I think
Look.
about it. That bear starved to death at this point.
the moment Krog hit a whatever that was, vampire thing with a coffin,
Yeah.
I knew shit was gonna start getting real.
Yeah.
Oh my god. What do we do, guys? First things first. I'm gonna grab everyone. It's like, okay, everyone, let's get this woman over to the top of the stairs, all into a room where we could keep us safe and barricade the doors and windows. Melania, you're coming with me.
Okay.
Nightshade is just like also trying to hold on to Arena and screaming like, "Oh God!"
Nightshade, Ashton, stay down here and man an assault in case he tries to get in.
Strahd is just standing at the doorway,
Everybody,
but you see him wave his hand, say something,
yeah.
and then Gosberg,
Yes.
the tables near you,
Okay.
the table
they're
nearest
gonna
you.
life, aren't they? It's gonna be
Actually,
Fantasia all over again.
Yeah, the two tables near you
Mhm.
begin moving, like on their legs, and they begin to move, and they
Ah, crap.
go forward to attack you.
No.
I guess roll for initiative.
No, we're in initiative.
Oh,
But that one of those was a natural one.
Yeah.
The other, however, okay, also that was a 16. So these two tables are just attacking Gosberg now.
I'm gonna hold them back with my shield. No! Stop it! Stop it! What the hell is going on here?
Melania just looks really panicked.
Ashton gets out a sword and tries to help Gosberg.
Yeah, no, you can make an attack roll against these things. You can fight these. We're in initiative. I'm considering this a weird initiative. So by all means, just tell me what you want to do.
I want to attack, but if I do, I'm going to drop.
I'm just gonna help. I'm just gonna get out my
But
sword.
don't worry, other people are holding on to Arena.
Oh, then I'll just attack them.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna get.
Erwin and the Wolf Hunter, one of the Wolf Hunters have her.
Okay.
Nightshade has her, yeah.
I was gonna get out my two short swords. And
Do it.
attack. Do I need 1d20 for that or 2?
Roll the first one, and then
Roll again.
the second one is a bonus action, so it does less damage if you hit.
Okay.
So we'll keep
So
it in
that
mind.
was I think a 12. Yeah, 12.
That will not hit
Okay.
the table.
Jeez, how strong are these tables?
Just check them really quick, sorry. Keep going, guys.
Honestly, not that tough. You can roll the second one now.
Okay. Okay, that was even worse.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, Ashton, as soon as this table jumps up and attacks Gosberg, you're like, oh shit! And you just put both swords forward, ting ting, and they just kind of poke into the table. Ah! And
Nothing
if a
happens.
table could look unimpressed, it would.
I'm going to smack the table with my Warhammer.
Go for it.
It's going to be a 13.
That will hit.
Oh, so I was just one hit off.
Yeah.
Hey.
So what's the 1d8?
And you see Erwin Mardukov as he's holding Arena back, he's like, oh no, my fuck!
It's either this or that you die!
Ah,
It's either this or you die!
this is the worst situation.
Oh no, please tell me! Think
Roll
of
damage.
another situation where I'm not being attacked. That's only 8 points of damage.
Okay, yeah. It takes that, so you smack the table, and it bashes some wood splinters off of it. It's like, oh, man, this is not a good week for business.
Oh, you think?
Put it on our tab.
Okay, I'm gonna put some straw to the tables, and then I'm gonna attack the tables.
Okay, go for it.
It doesn't look like Strahd get in. At least either that or he's toying with us. Which honestly, that'd be even scarier if he was just toying with us the entire time.
Oh, he probably
He
is.
probably is. Like, he looks
Yeah,
like
if you look over,
he just doesn't look the very least like he's just like.
And
he
I'm
has-
doing this
he
with,
has-
with my short sword.
Hmm?
I'm doing this with my short sword.
Okay. You have 2, I believe, now.
Oh yeah, that's right.
But you're a rogue, so you have other bonus actions. It's your call.
Wait.
I kind of want to hide,
Question.
but I won't.
I have a question. Is the mirror still in the bag of holding?
The who?
The mirror.
The mirror, yes.
Okay, just making sure. Because I thought, like, I'm thinking.
That's a 13 and a 15
Those will
on
both
the
hit.
die.
Yeah, you can deal damage. And you have allies present, so you do get sneak attack.
Okay.
Yeah, if you look over at Strahd to see if he really, is he just fucking with us? He has a very strategic
Look to his
blank
face.
expression on his face. And if you really wanted to, you could make an insight check.
I just picture he's like Admiral Thrawn from Star Wars.
That's kind of the vibe you're getting at first glance.
I'll make an inside check after I make.
Go for it. Go
15.
go nuts. All right, 15 points of damage.
It's gonna be 12. Excuse me. Yeah, 12.
He's hard to read, but you see the barest hint of a smile at one corner of his mouth. From this distance, it's hard to tell when you're fighting tables.
Yeah. Man. I have an idea. What if, I mean, you know how, like, I'm thinking, what if we, like, are some mirrors, like the thing mirrors used to reflect, are they made of silver?
I don't know.
Because I was thinking, if it is made of silver, like, what's the mirror made out of?
It's a mirror. Mirrors, a lot of mirrors do have silver in them.
Okay. Because I'm thinking, this is just me thinking, what if we take out the mirror, right? Break it, grab the shards, and then start using them as daggers?
You would probably cut yourself.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like there's something we can do with the mirror, at least for Strahd or one of the vampires.
Also, you don't
or
know if
something.
silver is any better than a regular weapon as far as vampires are concerned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But vampires can't see themselves in the mirror.
This is why you never see a pretty vampire, except for Strahd. Dude just looks good. You don't know how to put on makeup.
Yeah, I don't know how. I was like, I don't know how the dude has so much swagger if he can't even see himself in the mirror.
Probably has other people do it for him.
It's
though.
called confidence.
Again, I'm gonna look from Strahd to the tables. Strahd
I'm gonna hit the
to
table
the
again.
tables, and I'm gonna
Again.
try and hit the tables again
I don't
after
think so.
God.
Actually, if you guys are going to take your attacks again, that means Strahd will also get his turn. And the wolf hunters will try to help, actually, too. They're like, fuck! And they will pull out their swords and hit
Oh,
tables.
sorry. I rolled that.
And so one of the tables takes a little bit more damage.
Yeah, that wouldn't hit.
And Erwin Mardikov will pull out a sword from under the bar and go like, fucking goddammit, these were good tables! And he starts hacking at it.
I got these at ye old IKEA.
God damn it! I had to go to. Do you know how hard it is?
You got
Get-
ripped off, man!
Everything in this fucking
Look,
country is so hard to procure. God
look,
damn it!
if
You don't go yet because Strahd
Oh,
gets his
okay.
turn
Look,
now.
you got ripped off because if they were good tables, they'd be helping us murder the crazy vampire man.
With that,
Should we update
Dosberg.
Vivian that Strahd has just now entered the batch?
I probably should.
Also tell her that tables are attacking us and
Tables are attacking
Yeah.
us. There's 5 vampires outside, not including Strahd, and 100 vampires or bats in the
Who
sky.
here
as well.
wants-
Dosberg, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
She says, "Oh shit, I forgot which cantrips I had."
Oh yeah, Nightshade will do something. Does Vivian want to hit Strahd?
Or the tables. Please say the
oh.
tables. I feel like hitting Strahd right now would be a bad idea.
I'm gonna wait for Vivian to do her thing before I roll.
Strahd
Actually, I'll just roll it now. It's actually second.
is here.
That's a nat 20.
Nat 20?
Yep.
Okay, yeah. You look in Strahd's
Yeah.
eyes for a second, and you feel the pure domination of his personality coming into your mind. But in this moment of extreme duress, your sheer force of will is too powerful to be dominated.
Oh, hell no! And, yeah.
And that is Strahd. Next up, who else would like to go?
I mean, I can go for the tables again. Yeah, I'll just use yours with the short swords.
I said, "Oh yeah, Strand is." Oh, Strand. Whoops, Strahd is
Stupid
here.
autocorrect.
Here.
One.
And he's making tables in the inn attack us. What you want do?
Oh, you also hear him say, The first words you have ever heard this figure utter. You have only maybe... Actually, none of you saw that. Never mind. You hear him say, "Aren't you going to invite me in?"
No!
And Irina, who is charmed, says, "Yes, come in, my love."
I'm gonna smack her in the face to prevent her from saying anything.
And she says that before you are able to do that.
No!
And Strahd's smile grows a little bit, and he steps forward.
Oh, God. Okay.
Into the building.
Back of holding time, guys.
I feel like there's no way out of this.
I think I...
Also, Irina just invited Strahd in. What are my spells?
What does Vivian want to do?
If it's any consolation, while I was attacking...
Strahd may or may not have a small fire thing going off of him from Nightshade a second ago, because I'm giving Nightshade a thing from
Also,
last
fuck!
Also fuck. There's a lot of cursing on Nightshade's part.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't know if my attack went through while I was attacking the table, but one was a 10 and the other was a 22.
The 22 will hit.
Yeah.
They have at least 13 AC, so...
Okay, I think it's a D6, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so... That was a... What's that plus anything?
It's plus your dexterity.
So it's a 5.
Alright, the first table, Ashton leaps up on top of it like the hero slaying a dragon, only more ridiculous. Like, drives his short sword into it, splits the table in two, and then it all collapses, and Ashton stands up awkwardly on top of the remains of this table. So
yes, he wants to attack.
He misses. As a firebolt goes flying at Strahd, Nightshade is like, "Fuck!" And he just hits the doorway near Strahd, and he just kind of looks at it for a second, unimpressed.
Guys?
And then for, that was Nightshade's last turn, I think. And then for this turn, Nightshade will step up like, "I got this!" And will go up and cast Scorching Ray. So you see Nightshade lift their staff, and then 3 fiery rays go from it, come off, go around the sides of the room, and all come at Strahd from different angles. And you hear him say a single word. "No." And he waves his hand. And you see all 3 of the scorching rays fade as what seems like a magical wind just dissolves them.
Okay. So, I have a question about the mirror, right?
Yes.
It's magic mirror, right?
Yeah, you don't know what it does exactly.
Yeah, but do I know what school? Like, I know what school it is.
We discussed that. Yes,
Yeah,
you do know what school it is, but I have to look. I have it like almost right here. It's on a very close page, but I don't recall the exact school at this moment. It was Conjuration.
Conjuration. Never mind. I was gonna say, if it was like something maybe like alteration or something like that, like something that could teleport through, like Alice in Wonderland style.
Oh, that would be great. That's a great idea. Yeah.
No, I'm doing that already. Screw
That's
you.
a wonderful idea.
No, I'm doing that already.
If only you weren't trapped in a room with a vampire, you might be able to test that.
Oh man.
Yeah, there's lots of fucks on Vivian's end.
Okay, well, you know what?
What do you want to do, Andy?
I'm going to tell everyone to get upstairs, right? And then... Oh, man. I feel like this mirror is, like, more big... Like, I don't know why I'm so fixated on the mirror, but I feel like the mirror could be of use to us somehow in this situation. I don't know why. down, I could show Strahd.
Look at yourself! Look at what you've become!
Strahd is just like...
Could be like a Dorian Gray
He kind of like
scenario.
fixes his cloak a little bit. Pushes it to the side and it breaks.
Yeah.
Well, you are... There's still a table attacking you regardless. Strahd is at the moment...
just one now, isn't it?
Strahd is at the moment about, 29 feet away. And Rictavio, this elderly half-elf man dressed in colorful clothes, he will step up with his walking stick. He walks over very crotchetedly over to Strahd. He's like, "Every one of you, do what he said, run! I will hold him off!"
No!
And
you
he goes
go
over.
too, I will hold him off for you!
And he goes over to strike Strahd, and with a natural 2, he goes to hit Strahd in the head with his old man stick. And Strahd will not accept this kind of absolute just disrespect and indignity that being smacked by an old man's walking stick has. So when Rictavio swings up the stick, he literally just like catches it in his palm. And that's a 14 plus. So as soon as he catches that stick, the crotchety old man sort of disappears for a second, and you see the handle twist, and then his hand moves ridiculously fast, and you don't even see it at first, but a silver extension appears to come as the handle is pulled out of this cane. And Strahd even appears confused for a moment as you see this, as this extension of the handle of this cane as it is pulled out is then shoved into Strahd, as Rictavio has pierced Strahd with this silver sword hidden in his cane.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Sword cane.
Is it a long sword or just like a normal sword? Like a
It
short
is
sword?
a sword cane. Do you want to look at it? It
Not
says
correct.
sword cane.
Yeah, I want to see what it looks like.
It says sword cane.
Oh.
I can't show you.
There's no picture?
Yeah, there's no picture.
I
There's a
see
picture
it.
of his cane.
Okay.
But he will deal.
Have a cane.
Let me do that real quick.
Rictavio just stabbed Strand.
Strand.
It's fucking autocorrect.
Did autocorrect.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Did I want you to disable autocorrect?
I
Yes.
don't know.
You can. They have to do it in the settings.
And Rictavio deals 16 points of damage to Strahd.
Ooh, that's actually really good.
And then he pulls his sword out and takes a more defensive position. And you see the hole in Strahd immediately
Heal up.
just seal up.
Crap!
Go! Now!
Everyone!
And
We
Strahd
have
drops,
to go. There's no. We can't.
Strahd
fight Strahd.
drops the cane holster that he was holding. Yes. And what would everyone like to do?
I'd say we need to get the fuck out of here.
Go! You guys go upstairs!
There's 4 of us, and like 6 of them plus Strahd. Like, and we can't. And you just saw what happened. He just stabbed Strahd, and like Strahd was just like, meh. Like it was nothing. That was nothing. We had a hard time taking out a friggin' Baron. We had a hard time taking out one vampire. This is like the king of vampires, and you already want to go against him? Hell no, man. I want to go back to Nutwood. I want to go back to Bill D's weed shop.
I'm sorry, what shop?
You know Bilney Degree's weed dispensary. It's where you get your hemp and rope.
Oh my god. Okay.
Your sacrifice will not be forgotten, old man. From one old man to another.
Fucking go!
Let's go.
Go! How much air should a bag holding have, by the way?
10 minutes.
Okay, cool. I just wanted to know.
Which is divided.
Has it been 3 hours yet, by the way?
No.
Divided by a little bit every time you stick another person in.
No. Okay, so we're gonna head upstairs. I just want to know because I forgot how much air was in from last time. Sorry.
10 minutes for one person, but less if you have more people.
So divided between both people. Got it.
By 4. Or by 3.
Okay, so we're all going to. So I assume we're all heading upstairs. Everyone.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's see. Let me do that calculation real quick.
Well, I'm not gonna do it now.
I know, but just.
It tells me.
It'd be 3.5 minutes.
Yeah.
Basically.
It was like about 1 or 2 when you guys had like 5 people in there.
It was 2.5 minutes from what I remember.
So you guys are running up the stairs.
Mm-hmm. With Irina in tow.
Yes, with Irina in tow, and she is trying to escape.
No!
But she's not rolling good enough to do so. So you and Erwin Mardukov still do have a pretty secure
You know what?
hold
I'm
on her.
half tempted to put her in the
And-
bag.
Valanya, you are with this procession, yes? Okay, yeah. With your passive is like 15, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, you automatically notice when you get to there are some rooms up here, but you automatically notice as you reached up there and you passed the doorways at the end of the hall. You do notice there is a secret door.
Oh. I say, that way, whichever way the door is.
It's right ahead.
That way.
There's nothing there!
I go over and I open it. I don't even check for traps.
Okay, yeah, you open it up, and Erwin is like, "Oh, how did that get there? We should
I'm
take
like,
that.
shut up!
Let's go." Like,
I agree! I'm gonna run out with Irina in tow, I guess. And I'm going to, again, I'm half
so you
tempted
guys-
to put her in the bag, so we
you
don't have
step
to
into
deal with
this. You stepping off the wooden balcony, you guys run into the. What is this?
Use the restroom.
Okay.
You see a wooden staircase to the north that descends 15 feet to a landing. A window dimly lit illuminates a short, wood-paneled hallway that runs east to west. Yeah, you basically see this hallway that goes forward, and then you see some stairs that are going down. What would you guys like to do? Continuing down that path?
Yeah. I'll take up the rear.
Alright. Ashton?
Keep going. Yeah, keep going.
Alright, you guys keep going. It's like, okay, I admit, I may have had some knowledge of this. This leads up to the kitchen. But we can escape through the back door.
Okay.
And actually, you hear the sounds of fighting going on back in the bar where you left Rictavio. And Nightgate's like, Rictavio! And he's like, get out of here! Run! Fly, you fools!
Like,
Ah, great. Now it's going to come back after Tommy the White.
That actually might be good.
I know, right?
Rick Tapio.
And with that,
This is Tunnel Eden.
you guys, Erwin says it leads to the kitchen, and you guys come out. You do come out in the kitchen. You come out in the kitchen of the Blue Water Inn, but you hear Strahd going up the stairs. So you've at least like led him on a wild goose chase a little bit, and I'm gonna take the time to describe it. It looks like the kitchen of someone who loves to cook. There's a lot of pots and pans and ingredients and all manner of pleasant odors. Yeah, there's a pot of soup bubbling on the hearth. He's like, oh, I gotta turn that off.
I do it for him real quick.
It's a fire.
Oh.
It's not a stone.
Oh yeah, that's right. There's no stones. I forgot. We're not in
It's like,
21st
oh, for fuck's sake.
century.
Hold on better. And he's like, Erwin goes over to put some water on the fire real quick. For fuck's sake, goddamn.
Doctor. Okay.
But there is a back door.
I'm gonna quickly ask around. Did anyone remember to close the door behind us?
Sure, we'll say, like, you'll say you did
Yeah,
that.
I was taking up the rear, so.
Okay.
That being said, Strahd could totally have seen you guys use that fucking secret entrance.
Yeah.
Okay, so we can do two things. We can either head out the front door but open up the back door to make it look like we're not the back, or we can just straight up go to the back door.
Let's just keep going.
Okay, let's just keep going. Okay, we're gonna run out the back door, I guess.
Alright, you guys begin
questions?
running out the back door. And as you do, jumping out of the shadows is the Kenku vampire with his brown feathers and his mottly patches of missing feathers, and he leaps out at you. And then a different bird shape hits him as you see the form of a were-raven descend on him. And they are tearing at each other. And the were-raven figure seems to have a silver sword. I've discovered they can't actually use short swords in their hybrid form. Oh, my bad. So he's stabbing at him, and the vampire is scratching at the were-raven, but not having... So it's bird-on-bird fight happening right now.
Atrocities, bird-on-bird violence everywhere.
Yeah, so he's handled for the moment. You are outside. You're in the backyard.
Okay.
Or the back entrance.
Yeah.
There is, you can see, pretty much to your left side is the stables, if you wanted to hide in there or something. Or you could just book it. It's up to you.
I say, get on the horse. We need to get out of the city. There's a place we can go now.
Where?
Just trust me.
We had no other choice but to trust her.
Yeah,
it's either this or Strahd.
You know what? If you get us out of here, I will let you keep that crystal dagger.
Okay, I will take him to my secret place. Not my secret place, but my lady in the woods.
Oh, you mean, the witch?
Yeah.
Okay, it's been so long I don't remember her
Is her
name.
name Morgan?
No.
Is that the one that like told us all our fate?
No, that was Madame Ava. She was a Vistani woman.
Okay. Not
She's a
amazing.
gypsy.
That's right, she didn't like you, did she? I mean, I wasn't there for that, and Volanya wasn't there for that, but I was there for that.
So you guys, first off, you're still in town.
I know, but
She's not in town.
But I will, if we get
So
outside town.
you wanna get a horse, or?
Yeah, I want them to get a horse, so Godberg can move with us.
Okay, it's like, Nightshade says, Master Ricavio has a horse, but I don't know if we should take it, but, it's like, Nightshade's easy to intimidate. Do you want to, like, bully them into grabbing the horse?
I will
No.
take the crystal dagger and I will be like, we're taking that horse.
Okay!
No, be nice. But no, seriously though, we really need the horse and we want to live. Please let us have the horse.
Yeah, you guys go in the barn. And
Gertrude, let us get out of here! I only keep inside my mustache. I'm having an animal farm right here, man. I just realized I'm having an animal farm.
Yeah.
I wonder if chickens are like Shantae's mortal enemy because they eat grain.
Yeah, you go into the barn, you hear the squawking of birds and the plaintive whinny of a horse as you peer inside this stable. And you see in one stall is a gray mare. And perched overhead, you can see the loft overhead contains a lot of ravens, which are squawking and terrified because they don't know what's happening.
You know, it just sounds like people screaming to me.
Nightshade will walk over and she's like, "Come on, Drusilla, let's go, let's go." Ooh.
Okay, there's only one horse.
There's only the one horse in here.
Alright,
How long will it take for us to get to your place?
I don't know how long will it take for us to get to the place.
If you go out the western gate, it'll be a little travel. It's quite a travel into the woods, but you would not be slowed down for it too much.
Yeah.
But it would be in the woods. It would help lose pursuit
Yeah.
as opposed to a city.
Well then I will do that.
And you do have a ranger in the party, so you cannot be slowed down by it.
Yeah. Okay.
Whereas your pursuers do not have that advantage.
Yeah. All right. Let's do that. I will tell them that.
Okay. Who's gonna take the horse?
You. And Irina.
Okay, I'll put
Because you can
Irina.
hold on to
Okay,
Irina.
I'll get onto the horse with
Alright,
Irina.
she is going to continue trying to escape. So you need to roll athletics to prevent this scenario.
I give you rope.
Okay. I already have rope, so.
Okay.
That's going to be a 14.
Irina escapes
Oh no!
Okay.
and is running back towards
How far
the
is
tavern.
she from me, if I may ask?
What's your strength?
How far is she
My
from me
strength
now,
is a
right
plus
now?
3. Did you want me to tackle her?
She gets.
Okay. Can I try tackling her while she
Yeah,
gets-
you could do so.
Okay, you know what? This is happening. We're putting it into the bag.
That was also, I think, a 13. Yeah.
That will not hit Irina. So you go over to tackle her, and you just end up.
You know what's sad though? It landed on a 20, and then I rolled to an 8.
I know it was so
Yeah.
close.
I just tackled her, and I just like missed, and I just land on the ground.
All right,
Yeah.
I will try. I'm not having your bad mojo in there. Damn it.
What'd you get?
A 2.
The
And I
half
have
elves
plus
both.
0.
Okay, so what happens is the two half elves both try to get her, but you guys miss her both, and you end up clunking heads.
Oh. Oh. God damn it.
What about what's his name?
Nightshade?
Nightshade. Can
Yeah.
Nightshade still tackle him? Her.
Nightshade, get him!
Nightshade will try to tackle Irina.
If Nightshade gets it, that's gonna be hilarious.
Nightshade has a flat 10, so no.
I'm gonna make a lasso real quick.
Actually, I'll go first. How far is she away from me right now? For us, I mean.
30 feet at the moment, since no one was able to catch her.
I'm gonna run and lasso, and then just like.
Okay, make an attack roll.
Okay. You know what? No, I'm gonna do regular dice this time.
You know what?
You
know what? I'm
You're
gonna shoot an
swinging the
arrow at this
lasso
point.
round, and you reel, and you put your hand back to go for the big swing, and then you come back and it doesn't budge, and you look behind you and you've lassoed Nightshade.
You know what? Meg?
What is happening?
Oh my god.
And you actually see Ela come down, seeing what you're trying to do, and try to like grab Irina by the hair and stop her. So she has not gotten all the way to the door.
So Eli's come to save the day.
I'm going to run up to her as far as I can, which is like 25 feet. So she's like 5 feet away from me, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to do the same thing I'd make that did. I try to throw a rope around her.
Okay.
What would that be? Athletics or what would it be?
Just add your
Proficiency or
what would this be? No, absolutely not proficiency. This is an improvised weapon, so we will just say your strength.
Oh, that's straight 20.
All right, yeah, you lasso her real quick.
I'm gonna pull her back,
Okay, I'll just say you do so without a check.
and then you know what? I don't want this to happen again. I'm gonna put her into the bag and fold.
We'll live 10 minutes with that.
Yeah, 10
Just
minutes.
tie her.
10 minutes of her not trying to get out.
Just tie
Fine,
her.
I'll tie her up.
Alright, you take the time to tie her up. How do you tie her up? Explain
Let's
it to
say
me.
tie her. I'll wrap her.
in the most
Like
timely
an old-
fashion.
Would you say we just do the whole cartoony thing where the character's just surrounded by rope?
That would take a while.
Oh. I'm just gonna put her in the bag of holding.
We can tie her up when we get to safety.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I'll put her in the bag of holding. And I'm also going to take a rope and I'm just gonna wrap it quickly around the bag of holding in order to make sure she doesn't try to get out.
Oh my god.
That will, like, cover... Okay.
Your
Okay.
air is already cut off when you're in the bag of holding.
Yeah.
Alright. I'm gonna
This is
tell you to get
vile misuse of the
on
bag
the
of
horse.
holding.
Get
What?
on the horse.
I'll get on the horse.
I will slap its butt.
And it begins running off with Gosberg on the horse.
And I will make sure that it's going in the right direction.
West! Yes.
Yeah. And then I will point to you and Nightshade, and I will be like, now we run.
And
Nightshade's hopping from the last, so he's the last one.
At about
Oh,
that
yeah.
time, you do see Strahd appear at the back door
Shit.
No!
as Gosberg is running off and not seeing his prize anywhere in sight.
See? What I did was smart.
He looks at the three of you standing there, and
Oh god.
he is going to cast a spell.
You think that I'm gonna have such a guilt trip?
Look, I can't say her name. Irina
Yeah.
was able to. Oh, well, I don't say this out loud. I just kind of give you that look as like, hey, she was able to escape. If we have to go down, at least there's still hope.
I give you this look of absolute terror.
And all right,
So like,
doing
you
this
guys
at a
didn't want to go into the bag of holding?
slightly higher level.
This is for you, Bilby.
Just one wish. You just wanted to go back to the weak.
I think at this point I'm just gonna pull out the pipe and just take one last smoke.
Oh, you two
Expecting my
you two
my
don't
death.
even have to worry. Even if you weren't half elves, there's not enough dice. You see him cast this spell, and you're expecting the end any second now. And you see this small projectile hit, and kind of like a magical cloud go around you both. That you've seen before, because the hacks did it. And you're both unaffected due to the fact that you're half-elves, you know this. But Nightshade, eyes close, and Nightshade collapses to the ground asleep.
Oh crap! Should have put Nightshade on the horse.
Yeah. I look from Strahd to Nightshade, from Strahd to Nightshade, from Strahd to Nightshade, from Strahd to Nightshade, and I just keep doing this
What would you like to do, guys?
with a look of absolute terror.
There's nowhere else to go. We have to.
I'm going.
The very least we can do is just stall Strahd as long as we can.
I'm gonna look back at them, and I see all this.
Oh yeah!
You keep going. Do not go back. It's literally the only sign of hope left.
I just,
Dude, at this point, all we can do is just stall Strahd as long as we can.
take out the crystal bagger.
Mhm.
The
I
holy
write
water and the arrows.
Guys, I write back.
No, you
No.
son of a bitch! Why?
You're out of spells. You're out of everything anyway.
I write back,
No.
and then I'm going to write back, and I'm going as I'm writing, I'm gonna toss you the bag of holding, and then I'm gonna jump off the horse. I'm gonna take out my warhammer and shield. I'm gonna charge Strahd.
Alright,
What the?
make an attack roll.
gonna be 11.
You swing your warhammer at Strahd,
Melania, we have to go.
and it's going right.
Now
for
this
his,
is our sign. We have to
it's
go.
going right for his face, and he just moves back a little bit, and it misses.
Okay.
I toss you the bag of holding,
I'm not going without you, Melania.
and I get Nightshade on the horse. And I say,
Melania.
I have the crystal dagger.
Nice.
And I slap the horse on the butt.
Strahd.
I slap the horse on the butt.
And it's just Nightshade on the horse.
Well, I hope you got on the horse. Did you get on the horse? Did you get
I
on the
don't
horse?
know, because I was in the middle of arguing with you. Like, I'm not
Yeah, he
leaving
didn't
without
say he
you.
was getting on the horse.
Oh, okay.
You
then
were.
I
You didn't wait for
then
him
I
to say he
didn't-
did.
Then I didn't slap
Yeah.
the horse on the butt.
That's why I was confused. I'm like, Nightshade's unconscious. What are you doing?
That shit's gonna fall right
You know what?
off.
I'm just imagining. Why don't you guys just put Nightshade in the bag of holding?
Because then it halves the time.
Yeah, but I have 20 AC. I'm pretty sure I can hold Strahd. long
Look,
enough
just
to run.
that's what I'm saying. We put Nightshade in the bag, and you when you get on the horse, and we'll figure something out once we get to your place of hiding. Look, we're the only sign. Either he's gonna be the only sign of hope, or us. So.
And I'm already fighting.
Remember, like I said, where we just barely fought one vampire, and this is the king of vampires.
All right.
What's happening, people?
I put Nightshade in the bag.
Okay, you put Nightshade in the bag, fucking shoving a dead, unconscious body in there.
I hop on the horse.
And I hop on the horse with her. We're with Lonnie's a girl,
Yeah.
right? Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Nightshade's
No, this
boy.
Yeah.
And we just go. We have
You
to
ride?
go.
How fast a horse is like 60 feet?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, we ride.
This one might.
Before we.
This
before,
one might not be as fast. It's not a riding horse. It's a draft
Before we-
horse.
Before we
Before we
disembark.
go, I toss Gosford the crystal dagger.
The dagger teleports back to the wielder.
Shit!
He's got his hands full in any case.
Shit.
Plus, I gave it to you, so keep it.
He has his hands full,
Yeah.
so he cannot catch it. He has a hammer and a shield. There's no catching.
Okay, I try, but it doesn't work.
Yeah, just
As a gesture.
you throw
I
it
try.
into
It just, and I'm like, damn it!
Or it's like the thing in Kingdom Hearts where it's just like it disappears and then reappears back in your hand.
Yeah, and I'm just like,
Meanwhile, I just give Gosberg one last look and I start crying because this is
Whoa, that was my bad.
yeah, just put the seat back in.
I look at Gosberg and give that look and I start crying, knowing that this is the last time I'm gonna see someone that I've known since childhood.
Oh my god.
And I'm just like, and you're just like, it's like a slow motion and you're like, go.
Yeah, no, that's. I want to set the scene for you. Gosberg is standing there against this tyrant king. This king of vampires, as you put it. The Dark Lord of Barovia himself. Dressed in this ancient, noble garb. And in front of him stands this weathered, beaten old man in faded white and gold armor with lions emblazoned on it, holding a dragon scale shield, his cloak a little bit tattered and wet from rain. And Ashton and Volanya, these two half-elves, get on this horse and begin riding away. And the fog is so thick in Barovia, as you're riding away, you look back and you see Gosberg and Strahd locked in combat for about 100 feet until you're too far to see them anymore.
I'm pretty sure I'm gonna die. So
That is your action.
Okay.
Turn. Gosberg, you struck at Strahd.
Mhm.
Strahd?
Before I attack me, can I say some stuff? As a free action?
Sure.
Let's say to him like, you know, Strahd, you and I aren't so alike. You're an old man, I'm an old man. The only difference is, I've met people who are actually threatening. I met a crazy potato man with like 1 billion crossbows. I know an elf with a dwarf with a really high-pitched voice. And I even met a dragonborn at one point that ate people. And I just gotta say, all of them are probably more scary than you. So, are you going to try to kill me, or do I just have to wait here and keep talking? Because I'm really okay with just keep talking. I mean, I love to talk.
You know, you really do need to stop talking. And he's going to strike at you. And that is only an 11 to hit. But he has 2 of those. And that's also an 11 to hit.
So that's his multi-attack?
That was his attack, yes.
Are they attacking me with like what?
His hands, his bare hands.
Okay. I'm gonna block him off my shield. I'm like, oh, that tickles. Tell me, do you manicure those nails? Or should I say, vampicure?
It's now your guys' turn again. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna hit Strahd again.
Go for it.
That's not 20.
Right, yeah. Roll your damage. That'll hit.
I only add my modifiers once, right?
Yes.
Okay. That is going to be 14 points of damage.
All right, 14 points of damage.
And I want to hit Strahd and knock one of his teeth out.
You hit him, and I'll say you hit him in the face. And you see, as you hit him, the jaw is offset, like broken and out of place. Like this would have killed a lesser man. And then he turns back to you, and the jaw just resets itself.
Oh, okay.
And you even hear it crack and snap back into place.
Clever boy.
And as his legendary action, he is going to make an unarmed strike at you. That, however, is only a 17 to hit.
Okay.
We're not even hearing my heart's race.
Yeah, we keep writing.
Well, I mean, to be fair, like, in our mind, we're just picturing the worst thing that's happening to Gosberg
Yeah.
right now.
How far are we?
Oh, you keep riding. You're getting pretty
Yeah.
far. If this is not a riding horse, you're not going 60 feet around.
How much faster are they going?
Oh.
You're going 40 feet.
40 feet?
And then an action another 40 feet, so like 80 feet. But you're booking it. You're booking it. Don't worry about
Yeah.
the statistics of it. You're
Okay.
booking it down the road. And you're going towards the west gate.
Yeah.
And with his turn, he will make 2 attacks on you. One of those is a 13.
Okay.
The other was a natural 20.
Okay.
So
41 HP, guys. See how long I last.
you take 10 points of bludgeoning damage
Okay.
as he just smacks you.
Excellent. Peace.
The first blow smacks aside your shield, and then the second one he just uppercuts you. But then you take another 17 points of necrotic damage.
Okay, so that's
27
27 points of damage in total. Okay.
That's half your health.
Got 41 HP right now. What's 41 minus 27?
I don't know.
That's going to be, I think, 14. Okay, I got 14 points of HP left.
41 minus. Yeah, 14.
Okay, that is significantly tickles a lot more than I heard. Probably wouldn't like.
So yeah, Gosberg, you're sitting there, you're standing there, just got punched in the face,
Yep.
and it's sort of like the Kevin Hart. Not to take away the sheer horror of this event, but it's sort of like the Kevin Hart joke where he's talking about seeing his dad fight a guy, and he got hit, and he's just like, "Did he hit me?" It's like, yeah, he punched you, Dad. It's like, well, shit. Yeah, you are seeing two Strahds for a second.
Okay. And these guys are pretty much gone, right? These two?
Yeah, no, they've
As in, like,
booking it.
visually.
Visually, they are gone. They disappeared into the fog.
Okay. Oh, that stings like a dickens.
It's your turn again, though.
Question, how does inspiration work?
Anytime you make an attack roll or saving throw, any roll basically, you can choose to re-roll, even if it's, I think even if it's an enemy. You can choose to bestow advantage or disadvantage to yourself or any other person.
Can I do give inspiration to other people or no?
You can.
Okay, so I can hand off this to one of these two, right?
You could.
Okay.
You can choose to do that. It's not governed by any rules or distance or anything, as far as I'm concerned.
Okay. I am going to drop my shield. I'm going to take my other hand and I'm going to grasp my hammer. I'm going to start using two hands with my warhammer. This is my fight Strahd. That's not one.
Oh my god, no.
So, I will not indignify Gosberg's defiant last stand, because this is pretty awesome. So you will not be indignified by this. However, what does happen is that you drop the dragon scale shield your father made, and you raise this warhammer. And is this the warhammer your father crafted, or is this the hammer that was given to you by Flindle as a wedding gift?
Say Flindle.
Okay, so it's this.
Aren't they one and the same?
No.
I thought that Flindle just had it made fancy.
No.
Oh.
Flindle bought a fancy hammer
Oh.
from Ricky.
Oh, okay.
So you drop your shield and you raise this warhammer, which was crafted and which was given to you on your wedding day by one of your closest friends. You raise it over your head, the symbol of Shantaea shining bright on this thing. And you bring it right down on Strahd, and he just catches it in his hand. And for a moment, like there's like the anime style, like.
Is this gonna be like the thing from like Thor Ragnarok where like Hela breaks Mjolnir?
That's a great idea. But it is exactly that situation without the breakage so far, because Strahd is literally just holding the head of your hammer in his hand.
I see what's gonna happen next. Well, can you at least pity an old man by at least allowing him time to speak?
Shut up. And with his legendary action, he will attempt another strike. And that is a 27 to hit.
I'll hit.
But he will not deal damage to you.
Mm-hmm.
He instead chooses to grapple you
Okay.
by grabbing your throat.
Sorry, I can't help but laugh at your painted nails. What are you, a woman?
His nails are not painted.
But they're red.
I did not say his nails were red.
Yeah, but they hit me.
Okay. You're stretching it, but okay. Yeah, his hand is covered in your blood, and you're like, your fucking nails are painted.
Oh man, you know what's the best part about this situation? You're gonna say yes, or you just?
What would that be?
Oh, the best part about this situation is that they went eastward.
Deception check, I guess. Might imply disadvantage because you're stupid, but.
Honestly, I was not even doing the deception thing. I honestly forgot which direction they were running.
Yeah. I'm not gonna make him roll for that, honestly.
I honestly don't remember.
Okay, fine then. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Gosberg wasn't looking.
Yeah.
even though he was going to head in that direction not 5 seconds ago. And on Strahd's turn, or rather, since we're a little bit out of initiative, he is... what he will do is, at that moment, just as he's about to bite you, you hear voices, and you feel Strahd lurch a little bit, and he turns around for a second and kind of blasts a side glare, and you see Rictavio standing there with a crossbow, and he's kind of bloodied, like his glasses are knocked askew a little bit, and he's holding his sword, his silvered sword cane, which is bloodied a little bit, and he says, "I'm not done with you yet, monster." And he throws you at Rictavio in all your 200 and something pound glory. But that will not even... Will it be enough to hit Rictavio? Actually, yes it will. Okay. So with that bonus, yeah, that's a 13, so that's just barely enough. So Strahd bodily throws you, and you are a heavy dude in heavy armor.
Yeah.
Plate armor.
Yeah.
And you will
Plate
take...
armor tends to be heavy.
You take 10... Actually...
Dude, I'm crying right now.
You take 14 points of damage.
Exactly.
Oh.
Exactly.
Exactly.
As Strahd tosses you. And you hit Rictavio, and your head, as you collapse on this old man, your head hits the ground, and blood begins pooling out of the back of Gosberg's head as he hits the floor.
Can I say one last thing before I die?
As you black out.
Yeah.
Yes.
Strahd. Hey, Strahd. Strahd.
Can't make it long. You're passing out.
I know, but is Strahd gonna reply or no? You gonna say what or like no?
You pass out before you hear a response.
Okay. You look like a girl.
Ashton and Valanya, you guys are racing towards the gate as fast as you can. Valanya, you know where this is. Ashton, you have no fucking clue. You're in a strange town.
Ashton, feel free to take some inspiration if you want.
Take my what?
Take inspiration if you want.
Well, I just saw my childhood, like, I wouldn't say
Ashton,
idol, but...
Going back in time for a moment.
I'm like in tears at this point.
You are running. Tears are streaking down your face. You are at the reins of this. Who was at this reins? It was Ashton, right? Yes. Ashton was on the front.
I was on the front.
You were on the front?
Yeah.
Because like she's the one that knows where we're going. I was the one in the back that was
That's
like.
right. That's
I wasn't the one in the
Ashton,
back looking at Gosberg.
You're holding on to Valanya. Tears are running down your face, and you think back to about 7 years ago, and you're in the forest, and
I was 15.
You're covered in blood. And you hear the sounds of the wolves closing in on you. A few of them, and your mother's body is at your feet. And you're standing there with a short sword in your hand. And you hear a voice say, "Get out of here, you filthy animals!" And a hammer just smacks one of these things, and you see holy light smack this werewolf in the face, and it squeals, and you hear more footsteps coming, but before you stands this golden warrior. And he looks at you as the werewolves are running away in the force of coming reinforcements. And he looks at the body of your mother. And he looks at you, and you're tattered and beat up and bloodied and scarred. And you're about to pass out. And he looks at you with deep understanding in his eyes. And he puts his hands on you. He's like, "It's okay, son. It's gonna be okay."
Are you gonna cry?
I'm already crying.
Oh my god. Are you gonna cry?
I was just like,
Am I gonna
you're
cry?
gonna cry. I'm already crying, so if anyone wants to cry, feel free.
If necessary, she'd be bawling.
So, you get to the west gate. Vilanya, you know this is called the Sunset Gate.
Alright, is it open?
It is not.
Are there guards?
There is one guard.
I say, open it! Right
What?
before we get there.
What?
Open it! Strahd is coming! Now!
Fuck! And he will actually open the gate. And you guys race outside of the gate. And you actually do end up passing the church on the way.
Is the church still on fire?
The church was never on fire.
Oh no, I was thinking of the coffin place. Never mind.
Coffin shop.
Is the coffin shop still on fire?
You left the coffin shop in the dust.
Okay, cool.
The coffin shop is on the other side of town.
Oh, okay.
Like,
So
exactly. You can see some smoke billowing up.
Can I give Ashton my inspiration?
Don't worry about it, but
Okay.
Gosberg, you do not need to make any death saves, I will tell you right now.
Okay. Am I cousin already dead?
No.
Okay.
You awaken Gosberg,
Okay.
and you're on the ground,
Mhm.
and you're bloody, but you do get, fucking, how many, like 7, 8 hit points back?
We're talking about cure
8
wounds?
hit
Okay.
points back. And this old man is standing over you. And you're on the ground, and your hammer is laying several, like
Feet away?
15 feet away from you, and where next to your shield. And you feel like shit. Don't try to get up too fast. And Erwin Mardikov, the old man, is the gray-haired man who runs the inn, is there, and he's beat up too.
I feel like how pain.
He's got some blood going down his lip. Are you okay?
Come back in about 2 hours. I'll tell you then. But apparently, no. I am not okay.
That was my horse, wasn't it?
Yes.
And he looks outside to where in the direction that they ran, and you do not see Strahd anywhere.
Question, you see a womanly vampire man anywhere?
And he says, May the morning lord be with them all.
Cool. That's not
What?
foreboding. That's not foreboding at all.
And you see the vampire who was fighting the were-raven
Mhm.
off to the side is now dead. And it has a lot of stab wounds in it, so, and some arrows, and you see like the wolf hunters actually are also inside.
So, this old man is the innkeeper, or?
The old man is Rictavio.
Oh.
He's the old man.
Is he the one who healed me, or?
You do see holding in his hand, he does have. It's strange because you see the holy symbol. You see the same archaic kind of holy symbol of Lathander. Like it's a sun symbol. It doesn't have the road and everything that the modern symbol has.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like almost like it's coming through his clothing, not like it's hanging on a necklace, but it's like coming through his clothing. It's not like it's hanging on his neck. Almost like it's popping through a little, like it's passing through solid clothing, like an illusion.
Okay. Wait, so who healed me again? Just like, I didn't catch that.
Rictavio.
Rictavio, okay. Let's making sure. I do not feel good. Do we know if at least the others got away?
They escaped.
Good.
For how long, I do not know.
Why is it so hard? Sometimes I feel like it would have been better if I died. At least then I know what happened to my friends. You know, they pop in next to me. Oh God, I feel like I'm hungover.
It does feel a lot like that. And you do hear a voice say, and you recognize it not being a human voice, but more of a raven voice, with your ability to speak to animals naturally. You hear, somewhat far away, you hear, "I'm on it," and you see a single raven flying off in the direction that they ran.
Cool! Thank you, Raven!
He was not talking to anyone around you, but it apparently was having a conversation with someone.
Oh, okay. Can you do me a favor?
What?
Find me a horse.
Erwin, this older gentleman with gray in his beard, he's like, we have no other horses.
Find me a horse. Or a camel.
Why a camel? What? What is camel? What?
I'm sorry, I just hit my head down the frickin' road. I am not.
Erwin, can we get this man a bed? Yes, and that is you, Ashton and Volanya. After about 5 minutes, do you just run into the Svalak woods, or do you stick to the road?
We
actually,
then we let them out.
Actually, as you are exiting the Sunset Gate, you are running past these cottages, and you see the road south, and you can see smoke coming up, from which you see the Dusk Elf hovels and Vistani wagons. You know, from the nearby Vistani camp here.
We do not go towards them.
But you do know that you do have allies there, and people who will protect you.
We do?
You do.
I do?
You do.
Madam Ava there?
Your uncles.
Oh, my uncles are there?
Yeah.
That's where my uncles are?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's your call what you want to do. You can also just run into the woods.
I think our best bet is to run into the woods. Lose them.
I have drained Zach emotionally.
We do need to let out.
Yeah, I think we go.
Yeah,
into
you
the
let out.
woods, and
You
then
open up the bag.
Let them out.
And you pop them, and Arena is now free of the binding, and she's like, "What happened?" And Nightshade has woken up and is like, "What the fuck happened?" Because sleep only lasts 1 minute, so Nightshade was just in this bag for a few minutes, not knowing what had happened. They were just in the void again.
Yeah.
And Ela was flying overhead, following you guys.
Yeah.
Ela lands on me, and I kind of do like this little thing with Ela where like I put my head on her, and she knows what I'm feeling because her and I are connected that way.
Yeah.
So. Did you want to explain to them what just happened?
No.
I'm emotionally not.
How far do you go into the woods off the road? And do you walk as you talk? What's happening?
Pretty far. And yeah. And I'll explain what happened. Without actually explaining what happened, you know.
Yeah, Nightshade's like, fuck. And you see Nightshade is very distraught and sullen, and he is like, one of the only constant things I've ever had in my life is my magic. And my magic didn't work. And actually, Nightshade should roll. Okay. No wild magic would have happened. Actually, yes, wild magic would have happened, but never mind, I'm not bothering with that right now. And Arena is still kind of glassy-eyed. It's like, we have to go back. I have to go back. I have to go back.
I'll say, we'll go back tomorrow.
First of all, are you forgetting what's in that town? Okay.
The Dodgeburg is what's in that town.
I'll just say, we need to tell her something while she's like this.
She's gonna ask to come back tomorrow, which I highly think is a bad idea.
We'll be far away by then.
Alright, and you lead this party of 4 into the woods.
Yes.
To the woods witch, who is your poison dealer.
Yes.
Which I have to find the page I wrote that shit on, because that was a lot.
Should we also eventually go back and find your family?
Yeah, we'll do that, but first let's lose them.
Alright, so you guys head into the woods, and normally this would be a time-consuming excursion,
Yeah.
but Ashton knows forests like this very well. Ashton, this is very similar to your own home forests. A lot of the trees are the same kind of trees, the ground is very same, and you lead them through, and you guys are not slowed down at all. You are finding the fastest path through whatever direction Bologna wants you to get you to. And you come to a cottage in the woods. A small cottage, and you see smoke billowing up from it after a while, like an hour's travel.
I take a finger bone out of the bones that I got.
Okay. And do you go up to this cottage, knock on the door?
Yes.
Alright. Who the fuck is that?
It's Valanya.
Woohoo! Bologna, my dear, I'll be there in a minute.
I thought I was Ricky for a second.
And the door opens, and you see this old, warty woman wearing a witch's hat. She's got gloves on. She's like, "Excuse me, I was just doing my gardening. Come in. Oh, you brought friends. They cool?
Yes.
Okay. You're not cops, are you?
No, they're not.
All right, come in." And she does have a little bit of a greenish tinge to her skin. And you come inside and you see this. There's just a bunch of cats running around. And there's a broom leaning against the door. And there's just all kinds of weird shit in this cottage. And there is absolutely a cauldron over the fire that is bubbling. But there's all kinds of weird ingredients and grasses and herbs and flowers. And Ashton, you do notice some weed in a jar.
I just look at it.
Like, nice to meet you all. I'm Grantelda.
And,
What can I do for you today?
I have a strange request today. No poison today. But I have payment.
Okay.
A bone of, what was it again?
The bones you got from the windmill?
Yeah.
Those are
No.
or-
The bone from Vlaki.
Balaki.
The bag of bones.
Oh, the bones of Saint Andrew?
Yeah, I took out a finger bone from there. Bone of Saint Andrew.
what was that?
The fucking bones you were supposed to give back to the church?
Yeah, I didn't do that.
Okay. Okay, no, I didn't realize that. Okay, yeah, you do that. Like, it's a bone.
Of Saint Andrew.
Alright, I'm listening. And there's so much weird knickknacks in here. You're pretty sure there's a jar that has an eyeball, and it's not a human eyeball, but it's looking at you, and as you move across the room, it absolutely is following you. And then it twitches and looks at Nightshade, and then twitches and looks at you again.
So, is there anything we can do to protect ourselves?
What do you need, dearie?
Well, and I whisper to her, I say, Strahd is after us.
Ah! Why are you here?
I have many of these. Do you want them all?
God, no, I don't do this. I don't do this. I don't need Strahd on my case. I'm an old lady.
Please.
No, for fuck's sake.
We're already here.
Get out. Look, I don't mind selling some poisons and stuff. I'd do that. If you want drow poison, I can make that shit with some
Drow poison.
some bomb ass mushrooms. It's like you want pale tincture. I'll set that shit up. I'm not gonna host fugitives from the fucking Prince of Darkness under my roof.
We don't need you to hide us.
What are you asking for then?
We just need you to hide us.
Like what?
Like magically.
Like magically hide her, she says, like magically hide her. Oh, yes. I cannot hide you magically. That is not in my power.
Do you know someone who can?
No. They say that those who are blessed by Mother Night cannot be detected magically. Sadly, I am not one of those. You're all about killing people. Mother Night probably likes you. You might be lucky. I don't know about you. Maybe. You have a tinge of darkness to you. She says, looking into you, this warty woman, getting probably a little too close for comfort.
I back up a bit.
Yeah, it's like, you look like a fucking weakling. She points at Nightshade and is like, weak shit. Look at those scrawny arms. Scrawny. Bet one of your physical stats is a -1. But you're $5.
Thank you very much for your time.
Anything else I can help you with, but I can't do that. I can't do that for you.
We need to head. I should see your family.
Yes.
This would be an opportune time to identify stuff.
Oh yes, that's right. Can you identify this then?
Yeah, I can identify shit.
And I pull out the mirror.
Ooh, my likes. And she will identify it.
I swear, if it's like a mirror of vampire killing, I'm gonna be so
is not.
angry.
It is not. It is the mirror of undead slaying. Undead look at it and they poop their pants and they run away screaming. No.
No, that's
she's
turned to faithless. I've already used
I know,
that.
I'm joking. She's like, okay, she casts Identify on it, and she's like, she grabs a pen and paper real quick, like, okay. Alright, so what this is, it doesn't have a name. As far as I know, there's nothing else like this. Ooh, this is interesting. This is nice. I like it. Yes, you're going to need this. Because, honestly, it's got a rhyme to activate it, and I have trouble remembering this shit, and you will too. So that's for you. And she hands you this slip of paper. So basically, this is an assassin mirror. There is the spirit of an assassin that is magically linked, bound to this mirror. And you can tell him to kill things for you. Not that you need help killing things. I mean, you buy enough goddamn poison. But, you know, if you were feeling lazy, you could be like, oh, I'll just make the mirror do it, you know. And the rhyme that on the piece of paper she hands you is magic mirror on the wall.
Hold on.
You don't need to write it down. I have the book.
Oh, okay.
I mean, you can if you want to, but magic mirror on the wall, summon forth your shade. Night's dark vengeance, heed my call. and wield your murderous blade. Would Gosberg have also kept the vials he found, the potions he found in the bag of holding?
I'll say these two.
Alright, you got 3 vials, 1 gold, 1 red, and 1...
Let's just say everything that he had on him he just keeps in the bag.
Yeah. Actually, you were able to diagnose that 1 was a poison.
Yeah.
So the other 2, she like, alright. Ooh! The little golden honey one, syrup one, that is labeled youth, she's like, ooh, this is neat. Oh yes, that's a good one. Ooh. What this does. Ooh, I kinda want this actually. It's like this is every hot spinster's dream. It will make you younger.
How much?
By how much?
Yeah.
By about let me find that page. By about where? How much did it say? It will make you much younger and much more attractive, but only for about a day.
Oh.
But you know, if you mix potions, you know how sometimes if you mix potions, like they explode, or like one permanently changes you in something, you could hope for the permanently changes you thing and just like hope you're young and attractive forever. That could happen. It could happen. Don't mix potions. It's dangerous. That's how my cousin died.
Alright.
Potion of fire breath. He couldn't stop breathing fire.
What about the other one?
Then he got whooping cough. It was awful. The other one? She quickly cast Identify on that. The red tea. She's like, it's not magical. Not any poison I know of, to be exact. She uncorks it. Sticks her pinky in.
It's fruit juice.
It's a phylacter of love.
It's Capri Sun.
You wish.
It's Kool-Aid.
Don't drink the
Kool-Aid.
Kool-Aid.
Don't drink the Kool-Aid. It's Kool-Aid!
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah!
It's Kool-Aid. Oh yeah. My tongue went numb on that taste. I don't feel so good now.
This episode was not sponsored by Kool-Aid.
It was not.
And she's like, oh. I don't feel anything right now. But I got a feeling something bad is going to happen. So tell you what, if anything happens, I'll send a sending spell your way maybe.
Okay.
But for now, I'm just gotta hope for the best.
Okay. Well, and I had 2 finger bones.
Yeah! She takes the 2 finger bones and she's like, good. Sticks them up on a high shelf. And yes. Right next to like a weird dried up frog that has like googly eyes on it. And what appears to be like probably like a goat's heart. Just a desiccated goat's heart.
Yeah. Alright. So let's head out.
Okay.
Where do you guys go? What do you do?
Your family.
To my family, yeah.
Okay. You guys start leaving Gosberg.
What up?
During this time,
How long has it been, if I may ask?
it has been about an hour.
Okay.
Things have calmed down. No one has seen where most of the vampire spawn went to. Strahd seemingly vanished into thin air.
It's been an hour, right? I'm gonna use this time for a short rest.
You can do so. And yeah, so you and the wolf hunters are like kind of.
I heal him this plus 10, right? Or plus my.
It's plus your constitution for every dice.
Okay, so that's 9 plus. Keep going.
Yeah, you and the wolf hunters who are all kind of beat up a little bit. And Irwin, but not so much. Irwin seems to be fine, no worse for wear. You're all kind of like patching yourself up in the inn room, and Irwin is kind of like overlooking his broken tables, and he's just like,
I know, I'm sorry, but right now we have more pressing matters.
I'm aware, believe me. Boy. But seriously, you owe me. This is
I know,
bullshit.
yes, you keep telling me for the past hour.
It's like, and he says like, something you could do to help out. For once.
What?
You are honorable man.
Yes.
I mess with you. You are honorable man. I can tell that from you. You are a good man. Bad man would not have fought Strahd to protect others. And so, I ask, not only as something to... Where the fuck is that section? God damn! Oh god, I can't fucking say it. I ask not only as... Son of a bitch. Okay, here it is. I ask not only as for repayment of breaking all my shit constantly every time you come in here and killing people on my front door, but also as a service to the people of Barovia and here in Vallaki. If you could do a favor for me.
Depending on what it is, man.
He takes you aside a little bit, and so that the hunters don't hear you, and some of the other people who have come back, and his wife Danica and her kids, like, they have shown up again. They were hiding upstairs somewhere. He takes you aside and he keeps his voice low. He's like, my supply of wine is nearly gone, and the next shipment is overdue. I'll give you what you... I will help you as much as I can. I'll give you what help I can, and I will try to help if you can help check on wine shipments. The vineyard and winery is a few miles west of here. Just follow the old Svalak road and the signs. It is run by my family. My family makes the wine. I have not heard from them either. I'm worried about them. You understand, the wine, it's all that keeps people going around here. So many of them would be miserable. This place, at least check in on the old crow.
I'll go check it out, but I won't promise that I can actually solve anything.
Yeah, just check things out. If the wine comes in, that would be good. People would fall into despair much more than normal around here. It's the only thing keeping some people happy. For some people, it's the only reason they have to live.
Honestly, and Gosmer's just gonna look around at all the things. I can see that. I can definitely see that.
Yeah, you see my way of saying? Okay.
I'll go check it out. And I'm going to pick up all my stuff and I'm going to go check out the vineyard.
Okay, that's not in Vallaki.
Oh. Okay.
He told you it's several miles to the west.
Oh, okay. In that case, I am going to go find these guys. I'm just going to start walking off, finding these guys.
Yeah, Rictavio will have retreated back up to his room.
Mm-hmm. And while I'm walking, do I see any more of those ravens?
Ravens?
Yeah.
Yeah, you see ravens sitting. A lot of them quite near the inn.
I'm gonna point out
and
one
then
of them.
Some are just on buildings and whatnot.
I'm gonna point out one of them. You! Or point out like one of them or a group. You there! Get over here for a second.
The birds do not react.
Come on! I know you can hear me.
Oh yeah, birds can't understand you, so it's like, what do you want?
I need you to do something for me. And/or can you turn into a man?
What?
Okay, you cannot do that. Okay, can you just get over here for a second?
Hmm?
Okay, I need you to find something for me.
Why?
I will give you a cracker.
This sounds like a good deal. Continue.
I want you to find my friends, Ashton, Valania, Irina, and Nightshade. 2 of them are human, 2 of them are half-elves. Find them, they went westward.
Yeah.
Westward. You gotta find a horse. It's gray.
Okay.
Do that?
Give me the cracker.
I'll give them a cracker for my rations.
Alright, sounds good.
Good.
He flies off.
I just realized I have bee speech. Can I talk to freaking my mouse? Or is that only for birds? Because if it's the birds, can I talk to my chicken?
You can talk to the mouse. You still have a chicken, of course. The chicken was not in the bag of holding. I would assume the chicken was probably being kept in your room, but yeah, you're bringing the chicken with you now. We'll say that's what happened.
Okay.
So yeah, you can try to talk to Iole if you want.
Okay, I'm gonna talk to Iole.
You start poking around in your beard and Iole isn't there.
Hey! Oh, damn it! I lost my friends. I lost my mouse. At least I still have you, Gertrude.
Oh, you're always happy, Gorsberg.
Yes. Okay, let's go find the mouse.
Alright, so where are you going?
I'm gonna go find the mouse.
Where?
I was gonna start looking around the general area that Strahd nearly murdered me.
Alright. Yeah.
Iole!
Do you wanna investigate or track?
I'll investigate. 20.
You know what? With a 20, I'll say that you investigate super hard, and you're like you're physically on the ground, like eyeing every single track.
Okay, Zach.
Zach, you good?
Hmm?
You get your hands in your head. You good?
Tired.
Tired?
Yeah.
And after a minute or two of fruitless searching, you look in one of the horse tracks, and you see the tiniest little imprint of a mouse paw print.
So, are the prints following the horse tracks?
Seems like it, maybe.
Okay,
What
Gertrude. Looks like we have two groups of people we must find.
Looks like we're going on an adventure, Gosford.
Yes, we are, Gertrude. Yes, we are. I'm gonna start walking off.
Alright, Gosford begins walking out of town.
What's up, man?
You hear a window open. Rictavio pops his head out and is like, "Tell them to bring back my horse."
There are promises!
I have a cart.
Maybe. Done!
Can't move that thing without it.
Done!
But yeah, you begin walking out, going in the direction of what you hope is where your friends will have ended up. And Melania, Ashton, and Nightshade, and Irina, you begin heading back towards Vallaki, and you are dodging Irina's questions about whether or not you are going into Vallaki, and you're actually taking her to the encampment.
Yeah.
So
no one told anyone that Gosberg might be dead?
I told Nightshade.
Oh, okay.
So, as you approach, you see the woods part. As you're getting closer, you're walking up this small side road. You see the woods part to reveal an expansive clearing, a small grass-covered hill with low houses built into its side. Fog obscures the details, but you can see that these buildings feature elegantly carved woodwork and have decorative lanterns hanging from their sculpted eaves. Atop the hill, above the fog, is a ring of barrel-topped wagons that surround a large tent with a column of smoke pouring through a hole in the top. The tent is brightly lit from within, and even at this distance you can smell the odors of wine and horses that emanate from this central area. And it is getting a little more towards the nighttime side of things now. But yeah, you guys are approaching, and you see in front of each of these little houses built into the side of this hill, you see two figures outside of every single one. And up on top of the hill, and I can actually show you with this little picture right here, that's what it looks like at the bottom.
Oh, looks really cool.
Yeah, there's a little hill, and the houses are all around it, and then the wagons and the tent are at the top.
Really cool.
What do you guys want to do? Where do you want to go?
Um,
Ashton?
Wherever I know my uncles are.
broadly the tent. And so you walk past these houses at the bottom of the hill, and Ashton, Belanya, you know that this isn't news to you, but Ashton, you see these figures standing outside of the houses, and you recognize them as elves. These are not Vistani, they are elves. They are wearing elven kind of cloaks that seem very old, and they are very dark-skinned, kind of dusky skinned, and they look at you as you pass. But you go up the hill, and you continue, and there's Vistani going around about their business. You see some children at play, and you go into, and you see you see piled outside the wagons are several empty casks of wine, and from inside the tent you hear the crack of a whip, followed by the howls of a young man. 3 sputtering campfires fill the tent with smoke, and as you guys step inside, through the haze you see 6 Vistani passed out in various places on the dead grass, and a barely conscious and shirtless teenager hugs the central tent pole. His wrists are bound with rope and his back is streaked with blood. And you see an older, larger man in studded leather armor lashes the young man with a horsewhip, causing him to scream again. Standing in the bigger man's shadow is a third man, also clad in studded leather, and he says, "Easy, brother," he says to the whip-wielding brute. "I think Alexei has learned his lesson." And standing before you, Belanya, are your uncle Aragal, and your uncle Luvash.
Yep.
Human, Vistani.
I walk up.
And they notice you, and they actually look like this. I have pictures of them. Aragal and Luvash. That's Luvash, and that's Aragal.
It almost looks like Wolverine.
Yeah.
I walk up and I say,
And you also recognize Alexei roped to this pole, bleeding out.
yeah, I say, "What do you do?"
Luvash looks at you, and you can smell the wine coming off him. He is drunk.
Yeah.
Which is not a surprise, but it's an angry drunk this time.
Yeah.
And he says, "Stupid fucking idiot was supposed to be watching Arabelle, and she is missing." Arabelle is your cousin, as you know.
Well, that's not good. Well, will you give us protection?
Of course, who hurts you, my girl? And he, his mood completely changes, and he puts his shoulder down. Of course, but we need help. We need to find my daughter. This is very serious.
I was going to suggest that in trade...
Why trade? Why trade? This is your family. He doesn't give a shit.
I know. I was going to say, well, it's very...
You pissed someone off, didn't you?
Maybe.
Ah! And he gives you a noogie.
We have wine. We should discuss this over wine.
Yes, we have some wine.
Ashton, do you want
We are running low on wine.
I take a whole...
That is the problem.
I take the whole thing of wine and chug it like it's a shot.
Yep. No, there's a Vistani guy who's on the ground, kind of he seems like he's passed out, but he hands you a flask or like a wineskin, and you.
I said he has had a rough day.
We've all had a rough day. Don't expect to get too hammered though. We are, like I said, we are running low.
Yeah.
Shipment from Wizard of Wines is not going to come as scheduled.
That's troubling. Anyway, What about Annabelle?
Arabelle, she is missing. Alexei was watching her, and then he turned his gaze because he is idiot, and she is missing, and we don't know where. Somewhere in these godforsaken wolves and woods, and we know wolves will not hurt her, and no one else will hurt her, but stupid Barovians do not like Swiss Army. So, I don't know what monster or awful person or who has her, whether she fell into a ditch or what. We are looking for her. We have people out in woods looking for her. Elves are out there looking for her.
And you can see he is very distraught
Yeah.
at this. This is his only daughter missing. And you see your Uncle Ottergal kind of eyeing your new friends very strategically, looking them up and down.
I wink.
At who?
My uncle.
Okay.
Just like a. They're cool.
They're not cops, are they?
No. They're not cops.
I'm joking. They don't actually say that.
Oh. This is Ashton, Nightshade, and Irina.
It's like, pleased to make your acquaintance.
And he puts his hand out. Zach, you are really falling asleep, aren't you?
Yeah, I don't know.
Want to stand up?
Mm,
Or like walking around?
probably.
Yeah.
I mean, we're also almost done here too.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, we'll
45.
finish up in a minute.
Let's finish up.
And he puts his hand out to you. It's like, Aragal.
Ashton.
And he looks at you kind of strangely as he's very much studying your face, your half-elven features. Because Ashton is a very unique kind of person. Half-elves in general are. Because you have this natural grace that comes with you as a half-elf, but you look like a man. Not to mention the pointy ears and the owl on your shoulder. Plus, you have the haunted one feature, where people can just sort of see in your eyes.
The horrors of me losing my mother and the
Yeah,
closest thing I had to a father.
Yeah.
You know, I'm just gonna put this out right now. What just happened could be the start of a freaking video game with Ashton as the main character.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much.
No, Ashton, you have to finish 80 levels in order to kill Strahd and avenge your father.
Dude, I just picture Strahd was pretty much like taking, like, I've been saying it's like Zelda. We pretty much just took on Ganon,
Yeah.
like, right away, like.
And Luvash, who is drunk, this older man, comes over to you. And he says, like, "You're going to help us?"
Of course.
Good. Good. We need allies looking for my girl.
And you're just getting a full blast of alcohol breath in your face.
Okay.
And he looks at you and he looks down at this necklace where you keep the silver whistle in the shape of a wolf's head.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, "Where did you get that?"
You found it, right?
This is your trinket. This is something.
Oh. This is something I've had most of my life. My mother gave it to me.
And he looks at you very stupidly
Okay.
with the cogs in his head turning. And he says, "Volanya, what do you know of this? What do you know of this person?"
Met them a few days ago.
Doing what?
Burning down the village.
You kids nowadays.
Well, no, we actually we overthrew.
Yeah,
we overthrew their
the
government,
village, and then we burned.
and then
You didn't
vampires
during
came.
that, but yeah, okay.
I was saying we overthrew them first, and then the vampires came and destroyed everything.
What?
It's a long story. We will tell
What the
you.
fuck have you been doing?
I put my head in my hands and I just say, yeah, we have a lot to tell you.
But the point is that Strahd's here, and he's not one to be taken any lightly.
I
I
don't.
wince at that.
I do not care for that. I want to know why you have that whistle.
This was something my mother gave me.
Who is your mother?
What's my mother's name?
Ariana Espinari.
What is it?
Ariana Espinari.
My name was Arian.
Arinea, and then your last name.
Yeah, her name was Ariana Spinari.
And you see their eyes on both Arigal and Luvash widen at that. And the
There's a
6
sudden gasp.
passed out people, and and Valanya, you have never heard Ashton proclaim his last name before. And that surprises you. Because it is your last name.
You're related! You didn't kiss me, did you?
No, I didn't.
Okay, cool. I was hoping
This is not a Luke Skywalker moment.
I was gonna say, I hope this wasn't a Luke and Leia thing.
No,
Out of curiosity, did you two have chemistry between you?
no, it was more of a brother-sister thing.
Hey! So I lose my father figure, but gain his sister. Period.
I
Or
pull
cousin.
out my dagger.
The crystal dagger?
You do also recognize the name he says is the name of your mother.
Okay, never mind. Then yeah, we're brothers and sisters.
Half brother, half sister, maybe.
I don't know. We have to say. What's my elf dad's name?
You never knew your father or his name,
Exactly.
or where you were born.
Wait, how old is your character?
Oh yeah, that's a fun little thing. Zach, yeah, Meg, can you read that? Can you read all of that on the second page?
22, 5'2",
What it applies to as well.
Uh,
Age 22.
age 22.
You can skip the height and weight.
Okay. Eyes ice blue, tan skin, raisin black hair.
Zach, can you read yours?
22. My eyes are light blue. My skin's pale. My hair is dark.
Oh my goodness, I'm so glad I'm here! Oh, Zach, give me a hug!
I'm like a Ghost Gosberg.
Oh man, just all this emotional stuff. I just need to hug. Oh. I need to keep this picture.
You are such a butt, Eric.
Why? Yesterday she was talking to me about theories, and she was like, "What if my mother escaped Barovia and then had a kid after she left?" And I said, "I can tell you right now, Ashton is not your younger brother."
Well, we're not. We're the same age, so.
Oh, Eric, get over here and hug me and monsters, bitch. Get over here. Oh, I love you so much, man.
This is probably the most emotional day ever for
Dude,
D&D.
this is straight up Star Wars.
Well,
You
I can put
bother
my
me.
last name on my sheet now.
You didn't put your last
Ashton,
name?
no one has said shit. Everyone is just shocked. Valanya more than anybody.
I pulled out my dagger.
I think I'm kind of like more like my eyes are widened and I am like taken aback by it.
No one has said shit to you. They're all just surprised. You don't know anything.
Oh my god.
Oh, no one's told me that we're related
No one's
yet.
told you that.
So I'm just kind of like giving everyone weird looks, like, okay.
Oh
What's
my
up?
goodness.
If you want to know how to spell it.
Yeah.
Another theory. Arya's actually an elf all along. And their father's Gregory Phillips.
Okay, there we go.
Oh, god damn, I love this.
There we go. Oh my god. I pull out my dagger
You know what's weird?
and I hold it up to Ashton, like threateningly, and I say, "You didn't tell me your mother was my mother."
That was my what?
That's your what?
That's my what? No, my mother. Yeah. I'm gonna have to write her name because I keep forgetting it.
Aryanea.
Aryanea. She was. Yeah, my mom. Her father was my father. Her husband was an elf. She was a human, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, she raised me in the woods of Nutwood when we were younger. She's not from here. She doesn't know these people.
You're lying. Insight check.
Roll.
He's not lying.
Damn it. That is 12.
I feel like this is. I
He
feel like
seems truthful. He seems genuine.
I feel like this is the segment of D&D where it becomes Jerry Springer.
It is.
You say that.
I kind of advance on you with my dagger out.
Yeah, your Uncle Luvash actually clamps his hand over your dagger. And you see he's equally shocked but not as angry. He's like, put that thing away.
Don't I have a photo of my mother?
No.
Oh, I could have sworn there was a trinket that my aside from the necklace that my mother gave me.
Like a painting or something?
I look at him and I say, is this possible?
And he looks quite saddened by this. Yes.
Why didn't she take me? Why didn't she take me?
She did. And your father stole you back.
But he couldn't steal me.
He sure as fuck tried. Tried to kill her in the process.
Is my father still alive?
If he is, he ain't gonna be.
Oh.
If he is, he ain't gonna be in like the next 5 minutes.
He's still alive.
Where is he? If he's in this room, I'm gonna be friggin' pissed.
No.
You would know.
I don't. I've never met my father.
His name, Riordan Volkov.
Well, brother, would you like more wine? I know we're running low, but this is a celebration time, is it not? Well, I mean, we got to find
We are
Arabelle.
reunited with family. It's wonderful. Oh, fuck. God damn it. No, get out of the...
Luvash just has a headache and he's like, this.
Oh, my God.
We'll find Arabelle and then we'll celebrate.
Yes, do that. Do that.
And we will end that with, let's say, Gosberg. Like you see this encampment up the road. You see some
How
people.
long has it been, by the way?
Huh?
How long has it been?
About an hour or two. Yeah.
So about 3 hours?
You've been walking. No, you've been. In the time it took for them to get back, you've been walking to out, and you see this encampment up there, and also, and
Do I want to go see Madame Ava?
it's not Madame.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Madame Ava, you left behind.
Okay.
It's a different Vistani camp.
Okay.
And you've probably been like asking people if they saw what direction. A few people, and most of them are like Barovian commoners who are like, "Go away!"
Well.
So maybe these people will be more straightforward.
Okay.
And you,
Okay. Good impression, Strasbourg.
yeah, you walk past
Good
these.
impression.
You maybe walk past these elves at the side,
Yeah.
and you go to the camp and and you see Ashton and Melania and Nightshade all in this tent.
Hey!
So it's like, what did I miss?
What did I miss?
So, how is everybody? I nearly died. You two kiss yet?
We're both in shock. I dropped literally everything.
Let me guess. I have a scar. Next question. Does it look cool?
I kind of give you the look. I kind of give you the look like if this is a trick by Strahd. Like, what if he's controlled by Strahd or something? Should I end it there then? Have some time to contemplate that.
Yeah.
Turned out somehow you're related to you guys also. I'm gonna be mighty pissed.
And I think that's where we'll end today.
Yep.
Oh my
Give us some time to. Give us some time to.
Give us about 6 months to contemplate this.
god.
Like, what the fuck just happened?
I love this group.
Oh my god. Okay.
Goodbye, everyone.
Bye!
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Goodbye, twin.